And welcome back to another installment of 10-Minute Otaku, and I'm your host, Gunmetal Gray. And a side note that it was brought to my attention that it is actually weeaboo, which is a Japanese obsessed person. Wickaboo is incorrect, obviously, so whatever. I've never heard it spoken, and I've never seen it actually well written anywhere, but whatever. Um, Where I left off last week, I was talking about how I had gotten back into animes, and I got back into it in college. I came back from working full time for a good 2 years and got back in school, and I found the anime people. And you can always tell who those people are at campus. You go around and either they're speaking Japanese, they're reading manga, or they're talking about something that recently happened on, I'd say the most common one would be Bleach. And that's where I met someone who really changed my life around, even though he never wanted to take this much credit. That's the kind of guy he is. But for the sake of covering my ass, I'm going to call him Kelly. A guy named Kelly. But his he seemed like one of those type of people that you see in high school that is immediately popular with everyone that he meets, and I really liked him the first time I met him. And he seemed like a really nice guy. He was good with the women. He was good with hanging out with guys. He could bro it up like anyone else. And here's me in the background of that picture, looking in like the crazy stalker that you get on conventions and campuses on occasion. But and then we were both happened to be invited to the same Halloween party by one of the theater kids, and he appeared dressed as Ichigo from Bleach. And I'd been watching Bleach off and on. Pretty much whenever they have a substitution arc, I stop watching and just wait for it to continue on because they have more fillers than actual story. But um, I approached him after that online. I friended him on our internet friending situation. I don't remember which one it was at this point. But I told him I saw him at that party and we talked a bit and it came up to cosplay and I told him that I think I can play a perfect Chad to your Ichigo. And he said, that's fine, go with it. And our friendship became more substance than that. I know it sounds really weird, but because we both associate so well with these two characters who are best friends in an anime, it seemed like what we were in real life. I mean, Chad is the bigger Hispanic themed Japanese guy in Bleach, and he's quiet, and Ichigo had him bring out his full potential. And it continues through the series that they help each other out and they're friends and that's what they do. And that's the connection I felt with this guy Kelly. And to this day he helps me through emotional support that I need when I need it. God knows we all have those days. But I became friends with his friends and it just seemed right. And he seems like one of my best friends at this point after I lost all my friends after I moved. And he was someone I needed when I didn't even know I needed it. There's a connection that you feel for someone. It's not love, but I guess I would actually call it friends because I never really had that many or had a connection like this. But is a common interest, a common goal that we become the perfect duo. And he laughs about it. He's like, yeah, you put too much into it, but I don't think I do. I think there's more to what he can really understand what I'm thinking. And I'm not going to go any more into that. But I go to Otakon, Anime USA. I went to Katsucon. And 2018 2008, 2009, I'd say would be the year that that blizzard occurred and it was the snowpocalypse, and that became the first year that I volunteered for KatsuCon, and it was one of the funnest times I ever had because rather than put me in co-check, which is not well liked amongst most volunteers, they put me in the information booth. And I sat at that booth the entire weekend and worked my ass off. Granted, I'm just sitting there telling people information, but I would send people there. I'd be a runner for people, giving information back and forth to other departments. And that same year, granted, this is only a secluded case. This won't happen for anyone else, or maybe it does. I don't know. It depends on the person that your works above you. And during the charity auction, which was very good, the head of department asked me if I wanted to become full-time staff, and I said, of course, I needed something to do with conventions because at this point in my life, I'm not really all about the going to conventions and sitting through movie after movie. I mean, honestly, I never really found my place at cons, but working these conventions, I found the thing that I really wanted to do. I wanted to make it better for other people. And I guess that's really what I wanted to do. That's what I'm doing now, and I I'm happy doing it. I found my lot in life, and I have only a few more minutes, but to put words to what I cosplay mostly as, I cosplay as Tony Chopper from Bleach. Oh, not Bleach. I'm sorry, One Piece. One Piece. God, that's terrible. Um, Chopper from One Piece, Chad from Bleach, um, Armstrong, Major Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist, Nick from Left 4 Dead 2, and Hibari from Hitman Reborn. And I am currently working on three or four more, which would include Totoro from My Neighbor Totoro. I'm getting a lot of help on that one. Um, Oh, and one final one that I actually was at DC Zoo this last weekend. I cosplayed as Giriko, who is a newer character in Bleach. But I'm also working on Crory from D Gray Man, and I can't. Crory, Bartholomew Kuma from One Piece, and either Ganjel or Elfman from Fairy Tail. And if you haven't realized all the connection with all these characters, they're all bigger characters that are supporting crew, and they aren't main people. They're supporting casts. The medic, which is Chopper, the warlord of the sea, that is Bartholomew Kuma, and Crory, who is the only vampire I can really respect because granted, he's white as fuck, but he can actually kick your ass. And Hibari, being the outcast, but the strongest person of the group in Hitman Reborn, that's my air conditioning unit going on. But I see myself as the supporting, stronger character in any cast of characters. I mean, if you showed me a new anime, I'd probably choose that one guy. That one guy that's more powerful than, but he has a crippled past. And I have a 59-second mark. But just send me a message or post on my wall because I don't have enough people posting back. But I have plenty of people who watch this thing so far. Granted, there's only 20 of you, but obviously, if you watched it, you obviously could sit through the entire time. But if you guys want me to talk about a particular anime that I like or whatever, next time I'm going to bring up some more of the more current cons that I've been doing, plus anime I enjoy. And if you have any questions about the area that I live in, this is my apartment. Um, and that map in the back is Skyrim and the Oblivion map. Um, and of course, there's FLCL over there on that wall. But okay, 5 seconds. You guys have a good weekend and have good luck on finals if that's you. And with this one, I'm signing out. Goodbye, Internet.